This is Brian O'Haron speaking, Financially Winsted. It looks like the state required 2014-2015 audit is said to be finally done. During the Selectmen meeting on Monday, August 1st, 2016, during the town manager's report section that I watched a tiny bit of, the town manager said that there will be a report given at the next Selectmen meeting by the financial director because the 2014-2015 audit is finally done. I didn't listen to any more of the meeting because I had more important things to do. So I don't know whether or not this audit is now public information or not. But I will try to find out as soon as I can. As soon as the audit is public information, I will get a copy of it, hopefully electronically, and give it the widest possible distribution publicly that I can. I may even send it to the newspapers. They'll have access to it anyway. But I want to begin to let everybody know exactly what's happening in our town financially. The delay in the completion of the audit was a result of the state intervention in the management of the town school system when they were concerned about the way the town Board of Education was handling and spending our money, a lot of which came from the state, and they were very concerned about it because evidently the town wasn't following the state statutes and the state laws. So they took over the school system, threw out the Board of Education for quite a while, and put in a receiver or CEO appointed by the state, who's still there today. The state has pumped quite a bit of money into the school system to help out the town in its hour of need, while the receiver tries to straighten out the school system, which is very difficult because we don't have a long-term contract with Gilbert, although Gilbert's trying to get more students in from elsewhere in the world to defray our cost a bit. We still have too many schools. We just closed one school, Hinsdale. There's probably another one to close. There's still no real sign of saving costs in the school system. The special needs area and other things like that need a lot of attention. They are moving the financial group over to the town hall. They're in the process of doing that now. A lot of things are moving around, so that'll help the communications, and maybe someday we can get to one software system for all, which I think is a long way off, but you never know. It might happen. You still have the state mandates that plague most towns and cities in Connecticut. There doesn't seem to be too much progress in that area. As far as I can see, we are still in the bottom 30% of the test scores in the state. And I'm not sure we're making much progress to improve that situation. If somebody knows that we are improving a lot, please tell me. We still have much duplication and triplication of services between the school systems and between the school systems and the town. 2 superintendents, 2 finance departments, 2 this, 2 that. There's plenty of duplication. It all costs a lot of money. They all got secretaries and computers and support organizations. Somebody needs to take a total look, end to end. Perhaps the town manager, receiver, and the head of the Gilbert schools. This duplication and triplication in the expenses across the whole town and schools is what really hurts the town budget. They have a strong union in the school side, probably the strongest in the country. They have all the duplication and triplication throughout the town and the schools. That can all be cost reduced to help pay for all the things that we're going to have to do in the future. The new roads, grow the town side of the budget more to balance it. Plenty has to be done, but it has to be addressed. And it has to be addressed rather quickly because there is no sign of a lot of new, advantageous growth to the grand list, as you'll see once the spreadsheet is published and the forecast for the next 3 to 5 years of revenue and cost for the town of Winchester, city of Winsted. The politicians will tell you that everything's fine. We're really improving now. Everything's getting better. But the numbers don't show that, as you will see when you see the spreadsheet and the financial forecast for the next 3 to 5 years. We have a lot of work to do. We need to spend more on the town side, and we need to spend less on the school side. And as you know, I've told you many times that Tony Mishakowski, my mentor in Torrington, who was a state representative for 20 or more years, has always told me, Brian, it takes 15 to 20 years to get anything done in government. I never really quite understood that until I came back here in retirement and saw what was happening in Winsted, Torrington, Waterbury, and many of the old Rust Belt towns in Connecticut. It's very difficult to run the town like a business. I now know, and I will be writing in my book, The Financial Implosion of a Small Connecticut Town, because you can get excellent people like Robert Geiger, who's now our town manager, Steve Sedlowski, who's now in charge of planning and director of planning, the good, well-respected financial director that we have now, and many other good employees that are joining the team. But it all takes time. They can't get anything done when anybody can get elected to the finance board. And as I always tell you, we have one of the weakest finance boards that I've ever seen, and perhaps one of the weakest finance boards in the state. Mill rates and other expenses are growing in our state, cities and towns, and Winsted is no exception. We need to get 80 miles of roads built for horses and carriages and to support 80 factories and their employees, fixed. And it's expensive because nowadays you have to design them for heavy trucks and other vehicles, not for horses, carriages, and walking pedestrians. You can expect supplementary taxes, mill rate increases, bond issues, and all these kinds of things to help pay for our needs, because we don't seem to be able to grow very advantageous portions of our grand list, and people are voting with their feet. They're leaving the town, the city, and the state to areas that are more advantageous to themselves. We're also getting more organizations and people in town that don't pay any taxes whatsoever, and that doesn't help the cause. It's happening in other towns in the area too, I'm told, by the leaders of those towns and cities. Don't believe the cheerleaders. Look at the numbers. That's why we need this spreadsheet and financial projections. As soon as we receive the public copy of the audit, my son Patrick, who has a master's degree in business with honors and a master's degree in mechanical engineering, will update the forecast and the financial history, bring it up to date so we can distribute it as widely as possible for feedback. Most of the information that Patrick uses for the spreadsheet is taken from the town website, and I have been told by many people in charge that the town website's information is getting more and more accurate, and is very accurate to this day. So, when the spreadsheet and forecast are updated, I will distribute them, and it will be very interesting for all to see. That should be available soon after the results of the 2014-2015 audit, that's 7 months late, will be with us in a couple more weeks. Then it'll take a little time to bring the spreadsheet and financial forecast up to date and distribute it to all who are concerned. I did spread a copy of the spreadsheet and financial projection to some leaders of the town in a confidential manner, so they are aware of what they are likely to see when this spreadsheet is finally brought up to date over the next month or so. Thank you. See you again. Brian O'Haron, Financial Winsted.